Sri Ramakrishna was tired. He wanted to take a little rest. He asked M to open the shutters of the windows and spread the straw mat over his bed. M was fanning him. Sri Ramakrishna became drowsy. After a short nap, Sri Ramakrishna said to M, "Did I sleep?" M, "A little." Narendra, Sharad, and M were talking downstairs. Narendra, "How amazing it is! One learns hardly anything, though one reads books for many years. How can a man realize God by practicing sadhana for 2 or 3 days? Is it so easy to realize God?" To Sharad, "You have obtained peace. M too has obtained it. But I have no peace." It was afternoon. Many devotees were sitting in the master's room. Narendra, Sharad, Shoshi, Latu, Nityagopal, Girish, Ram, M, and Suresh were present. Kedar came in. This was his first visit to the master for some time. While staying in Dhaka, in connection with his official duties, he had heard of Sri Ramakrishna's illness. On entering Sri Ramakrishna's room, he took the dust of the master's feet on his head and then joyously gave it to the others. The devotees accepted it with bowed heads. As he offered it to Sharad, the latter himself took the dust of Sri Ramakrishna's feet. M smiled. The master also smiled, looking at M. The devotees sat without uttering a word. Sri Ramakrishna seemed about to go into an ecstatic mood. Now and then he breathed heavily, as if trying to suppress his emotion. He said to Kedar by a sign, "Argue with Girish." Girish said to Kedar, "Sir, I beg your pardon. At first, I did not know who you were. That is why I argued with you. But now it is quite different." Sri Ramakrishna smiled. The master drew Kedar's attention to Narendra and said, "He has renounced everything." To the devotees, Kedar once said to Narendra, "You may reason and argue now, but in the end, you will roll on the ground chanting Hari's name." To Narendra, "Take the dust of Kedar's feet." Kedar to Narendra, "Take the dust of his," meaning the master's, feet. That will do. Surendra was seated behind the other devotees. The master looked at him with a smile and said to Kedar, "Ah, how sweet his nature is." Kedar understood the master's hint and went towards Surendra. Surendra was very sensitive. Some of the devotees had been collecting funds from the householder devotees to meet the expenses of the Kashipur garden house. Surendra felt piqued at this. He was bearing most of the expenses himself. Surendra to Kedar, "How can I sit near all these holy people? A few days ago, some of them, referring to Narendra, put on the ochre robe of the Shunnashi and went on a pilgrimage to Bodh Gaya. They wanted to see bigger sadhus there. Sri Ramakrishna was trying to console Surendra. He said, "You are right. They are mere children. They don't know what is good." Surendra to Kedar, "Doesn't our Gurudev know our inner feelings?" Footnote: Gurudev, referring to Sri Ramakrishna. Footnote ends. He does not care for money. It is our inner attitude that pleases him. Sri Ramakrishna, with a nod of his head, approved Surendra's words.